right, welcome everyone to team training. It is Tuesday, the 26th of June, 2018. Excited to have you all on tonight and, sharing a little bit around our takeaways from conference, which is pretty exciting. Tanika, I think you're still in the spotlight, by the way. So tonight what we're going to do is really just share a little bit about our takeaways from conference and I guess trying to just give you guys some of the golden nuggets, which is, first and foremost, it's super hard. Some of you guys on this call have been to a conference, so you'll know that for us to try and give you the conference experience over Zoom is near impossible. So the first thing I want to share with you, and I'm going to start with just saying, if you didn't get there this year, then what are you going to do next year to get yourself there? What needs to happen? Don't miss another conference, guys. Honestly, it is amazing. It's that experience. And I know some of you have been before, and if you think back to that time, you would have got so much out of that. Whether it be some golden nuggets you took away, it's the community, the tribe, hearing a bit more about the mission, the company, it just builds your belief. It builds all those muscles that you need to build, and it just really keeps you going until the next big event. So I'm excited some of the girls are on tonight. Not everyone could jump on, but they're going to share a little bit about their takeaways. But before they do that, I just wanted to say, if you haven't noticed yet, someone did share, I think it might have been Katie, the 90-day game plan is coming up again. So that is in October maybe. If you haven't got your ticket, get your ticket. It's on the Gold Coast. Most of you that are on the call tonight are based here or in Brisbane or Ballina. It's not too far away. So get yourselves a ticket. I've got my ticket. I'm going VIP, but you choose what you want to do for you. And I know that you'll get so much out of it. So that is one thing that's coming up. The other thing I saw is our next shred is coming up. So an amazing opportunity to share with so many people. Like, who doesn't put on extra kilos in winter, right? I go to the snow in a couple of weeks. I'm thinking I'd really like to drop a couple of kilos, but what do? It's okay because they're going to be wearing layers. No one's going to notice. And we keep on putting on a few more and a few more. How many more people do you know on your social media that have done exactly the same? Put on that extra coat over winter. We all don't want to look shit in summer. Reality. Everyone wants to lose some weight, and our shred is absolutely amazing. Not only do they get fitter, healthier, look better, feel better, you've got some wicked prizes on the line. Like, how many people are struggling financially and they get $2,500 prize? And then that opens you up for opportunities to share the business because they have incredible results. People are asking them, what are you doing? You've lost all this weight. They're already going to start to have people interested. So it's so many opportunities for you guys. There is so much artwork. I think Tanika shared a whole heap of it in the page today. So start getting that out there. It comes around so quick. 22nd of July will be here before you know it. And the other thing is, I put a post up in Team Believe today. I haven't even checked it since, but it's something that I'm just putting out to you guys. Who wants to earn more money in their Juice Plus business? Who wants to be a part of an accountability group? And if you could follow a simple DMO that you knew, if you did it consistently, being the key word, would you be willing to do it? To create what you want from this business? Because we have some amazing stuff to share from Simon Chan. And I was going to put it in our team page, but I thought, you know what? I'm not going to, because I think a lot of team just get overwhelmed with too much information and get into training and don't get into action. So I thought, no, I'm just going to put it out there, and who wants to do that, we will do that as a group together and hold each other accountable. Because why am I doing that? For myself, I joined an NMD accountability group with Celine. I joined it on about the 26th of May. So it's not very long ago, probably a month ago actually. And before that, I hadn't put on a team or a customer for a little while. But because I had to put my grid in every single week, I'm a little bit competitive, just quietly, that I was like, when people were putting their grids in, I'm like, shit, I better put a better grid in than that. So I got into action. And I had a goal. I wanted 1 new teamie and 3 customers. I put on 5 customers and 2 new team. There's probably another one going to be joining by the end of this month. So all I did was just consistent. I was consistent every single day. I had my DMO and what I was doing. It was simple. I didn't have to overthink it. It literally took me about an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and it was it. It was done. The rest of the day was to myself, and I had massive action. Momentum is going. The wheels are in motion. There's so many conversations in play. And I've already noticed from being in conference, and Tanika and I each day were like, we're going to do our reach outs. I think Tanika was good and did hers a couple of days. I didn't do as many. I did follow-ups. That train has slowed down a bit just from that little bit of time. So if you guys are willing and you want more out of your business, I'm quite happy to set that, accountability group up with you guys, whoever wants to do it. And I'm just not going to put anyone in just for the sake of, hey, I think you'll be amazing at this. I would want people that actually want to do it. And I'm here to serve you guys as much as I can. And that's just what obviously our job is as leaders to do. But around that, I want to share something around consistency. And if you were on Start Strong last night, I shared a little bit on that call because I had to host it. I had big shoes to fill last night. That was a little bit overwhelming sometimes, but if it's, if you don't get out of your comfort zone, you don't grow, right? So I had to host Start Strong. I think there's about 300 people on there. So I just didn't look at that magic number down the bottom because I was like, I can do this. It's all right. So I apologize if you're on and you already heard this, but I think it was Keith Abraham or one of the people shared at conference, and he used an analogy of a boat, and I absolutely loved it. And he talked about, if you are on a ship and you're 1 degree off course for one day, it's okay. You adjust the rudders, you bring the sails in, whatever it might be, and you're back on course and you're going. But if you're 1 degree off for 30 days, you're lost at sea. You can't bring yourself back in. It takes so much time to get back on track and get back to where you are actually heading. And that's exactly the same in this business. You can have a day where you don't do anything. But if you have 30 days, it's hard, guys. It's hard to get back on, and we lose that whole momentum that we started to create. So, ask yourself, is your business open every day? Because if you go to a job, if you have another traditional business, I don't want to open my gym every day, but I have no choice. It's open every single day. We show up every single day. You show up for someone that's telling you what you're worth every single day. And they're telling you the hours you have to work. They're telling you, no, you can't do this with your kids. No, you can't have holidays at this time. So I think it was a great bit of an aha moment for me. It's like, are we really open every day? We can be like, yeah, I'm open every day. Anyone can come and contact me. That's not what it's about. It's about, are you, reaching out? Are you sharing? Are you doing those activities every day to be able to create that interest, and have people, take, I guess, an interest in what you're doing and, the curiosity and all of that kind of stuff. And you guys know what to do. I think sometimes we just go, oh, there's another training over here, there's another course. And I saw it at conference. Nearly every speaker had something to sell at the end. And I saw some people bought every single course. And I thought, that's awesome if that's for them. But for me, I'm just focusing on one thing because I think that is what our distractions. We get in this course and we're like, oh my God, Linda Evanden's doing this course. It's only $97. It's so cheap. I'm going to do that. And we do that. And then this big sparkly diamond shows up over here, and Adam Westwick's doing this other course, and then Simon Chan, and they're all only $27.97. And you think, that's cheap. But you never actually do 100% of any of them because you're too, jumping from one to another. So I don't want you guys to get lost in training. I heard so much at conference that team don't need more training, right? Team just need to speak less to more people. It's so simple, but we overcomplicate it and go, I'm going to go and create this manual. I'm going to do this. Just go back to simplicity, guys. Speak to more people. And Simon had a really cool thing. He calls it CLAM. So it's comment, like, add, message. So it's when you're on social media, like someone's, comment on it, add them to your friend list, and send them a message. I love his message analogy. He says, find a commonality. So when you are adding some friends and that to your Facebook page, you don't want to just add anyone, right? Katie probably wants to add people that are got kids, that are new mums, you know, are going through the same kind of things, because there's a commonality there. They relate, they can understand each other. She can understand their pain points and relate to that. And when you find something on their page, in that message, hey, I saw your post. I know, you know, you're going through a horrible time, sleepless nights. I'm going through exactly the same, you know, and I found this is working for me. And they'll be like, wow, this woman's actually got the same problem as me. I'm not the only one that's not sleeping any nights of the week. And then they're going to genuinely want to build a relationship with you. So I loved his little analogy. It's just clam. It's simple. It's back to basics again, not over analyzing it. What do I say? How do I connect with them? How do I get them in my team? Just focus on building the relationship, and some will and some won't. So that's my little thing that I wanted to say. And just consistency is the number one skill that you need to build, master. And if that's all we have to master, it's pretty easy, right? I'm sure Tracy Oakley probably had to go to uni to master everything to be a nurse. We just have to master consistency. Like, that's pretty cool. Doesn't cost us anything. It's pretty easy, and we can do it every single day around what we're doing. We don't need too much time. So I am going to get Ali. She's going to share first, because our beautiful Ali has found her voice. And I am just so proud of this woman. She really got out of her comfort zone. I gave these girls a challenge. I gave them a beautiful, like a little pack, and everything in the pack had a meaning. You girls that have been to conference, I gave them tissues, and I've written on the card, tissues. Why? Because let's be honest, we all cry at conference. And I just gave them all different things in this pack. And one was a notebook, and they had to find a minimum of 3 people that they've never spoken to before and ask them a tip on how to build their business, because then we were going to be able to get some tips collectively together, and from people from different teams that aren't in freestyle, that aren't probably in spirit. I think everyone at conference is probably in spirit, but probably someone that we didn't get to, you know, connect with on a daily basis. And I know this was way out of Ali's comfort zone, and she took it to a whole new level. She literally pulled people to the side and did like a whole stage interview kind of thing. And we were so proud of her. We even started taking photos of Ali interviewing people at conference, because she just really took it on board, and she's obviously ready to grow her business. So I'm excited for her to share, you know, I guess Ali first. I've got a few different things for you to share. But, you know, share with us some of the tips that you got from, you know, some of those people. Nick, do you want to spotlight her?
Hi, girls. I have not been able to go through any of my notes until about 7:45. So I've only just tried to go through madly highlighting, and I ended up almost highlighting everything that I took notes on. So I don't know how I'm going to go with this. I might be doubling up, and I might be going too much, but just pull me up.
So just first your tips from the people that you interviewed first. It might give you a bit of direction, might help you a little bit.
Okay, so the people that I interviewed, and also people that we kept hearing from on stage, kept kind of talking about the same things. The biggest thing that I kept hearing consistently popping up was the same methods of success from every JP leader, and even Simon Chan himself. So everybody was saying stay close to the fire, and people that are on fire in their own businesses. So showing up for every training and every event and every conference as non-negotiable. Showing up with a no excuses attitude was another huge one. Saying yes to everything. and being genuine. Sarah Kolak, I'm sure you all know her, Laurie and Cameron's lady, was saying when she was not being genuine in the beginning of her business, she was copying and pasting posts from everyone, and the people closest to her started to see through that and called bullshit on her posts and started saying quite a few negative comments to her. So she suffered a bit in the beginning because of that. And another thing that I was asking people was a question that Simon Chan told us to go around asking people. So his question was, what's the worst thing that happened to you in Juice Plus and how did you overcome that? One of the answers that I got was detach emotion from action. And the person that said this was talking predominantly about adding teamies. When adding teamies, obviously some don't do anything in their business. They kind of sideline themselves, and I know that I did that for a very long time myself. And not to take it personally or blame yourself. It will only hold you back. And then another one's answer was, if people are having personal issues and making it their excuses for why they're not doing things in the business, it's not your shit, it's theirs, and don't make it your shit, because that will only hold you back also.
Love it. That's awesome. And can I ask, so you guys can see just in there, there's so many tips, and I look at right now other people on how big Team Believe is. Staying close to the fire is one of the things that she shared, you know, and we have 11 people on tonight. And I know she shared a little bit around excuses. We all can have our excuses to why we can't be on. You know, we just have to get it done. It's what it is if we want success. And I love that whole detach emotion from action. Like, that is, you know, I went through that last year with, you know, just having all these, you know, emotions about team not getting into action. Reality, I hate to be, like she was saying, it's their shit, not ours. You know, I know that sounds horrible, and I don't mean it in a horrible way, but it is. Like, there's nothing more we can do. Everyone has that same system, so it's so true. So, Ali, can I ask you, you know, what challenges you had to go to conference? I'm sure when the conference came up and we were encouraging everyone to get tickets, I'm sure you had some challenges, you probably had some self-talk going on, and we'd love to know what those challenges were that you had to overcome.
Yeah, okay, I had a lot. I only really knew about conference maybe 3 months before conference was. And in that time, my husband was made redundant from his job, and he has a new job now, but he's only earning very little amount, and he's only working kind of part-time hours. So me earning the crappy wage that I earn, I am most weeks kind of the breadwinner. And we had to go without a lot of things to get me there. That was the biggest challenge, was money. And my confidence, yes, it held me back a little bit, but at the same time, when I told my husband about conference, he kind of said to me, okay, you want to do this, we'll get you there. And he knew, me talking to him about it, that that's just something that I had to do to overcome the whole conference thing. So it was really a non-negotiable for me, and I just went, we'll just get me there. I'm going.
Yeah. And look at her now. She found her voice at conference. You know, it's honestly been a game changer for you, hon. And we saw that, you know, the speaking to people and all that was a massive challenge for you. And, you know, to find that, I'm just forever grateful that you did that and you found a way. And to have that support from your husband, you know, it's such a blessing, because it is nice to have that. And not everyone has the support of their partners along the way. And if you guys, any of you guys on the call don't have the support from your partner, I would ask that you know, just say to them, you know, look, I know you don't 100% support or believe in what I'm doing, but can I just ask that you just believe in me, because I know this is right for me. You know, if you know you're in the right place, just say, all I need is that you please just believe in me. Just give me some faith, you know, because I know that it meant a lot to Ali, you know, that her husband was the one that said, I know we need to ask. Obviously, that was massive challenges, right? Financially is huge as well. Like, you went through some pretty big things. It would have been easy to go no, but like you said, you went without some things, and I shared that on the training last night. You know, rather than do your to-do list, do your give up list. You know, what are you willing to give up? And she's obviously had to give up some pretty big things to make conference happen, you know, and she was amazing. So can I ask, what did conference mean to you? What did it mean to you when you got there? Is she muted? Oh.
I didn't know what it meant or what it was going to mean. I knew that I would probably have a bit of growth. I knew that I would probably believe in myself a bit more. I just knew it was something that I had to do and I wouldn't regret it. And I did not regret it at all. 100%. So glad that I went.
Awesome. That's so good. And you've only had a couple of days since we got back. We're all still exhausted, whether it be Tanika and I doing the horrible red eye flight that we will never ever do again, or it's just that you're back and your mind's still going 100 miles an hour. You all know what conference is like. Can I ask, have you thought a little bit about maybe what your 12-month goal or what some short-term goals or something might be for you since conference, what that's opened up for you?
I haven't thought so much about it. I haven't had time because I went straight back into working early yesterday morning and I've worked the last 2 days. So I just know that where I am now is not where I'm going to be in 12 months. And I'm definitely going to be at conference next year, and I would like to maybe be SC.
Awesome.
Where I want to be.
Yeah. She's going to be an SC. It's going to happen, right? She's going to own it, and she's committed. She's decided that. So just to finish, can I ask you, I know you highlighted heaps of things. What would be maybe your top couple of takeaways, other than the tips you got from those people, your top couple of takeaways that you're like, these are going to change the game for me?
Okay, so a huge realization for me when I actually got to conference was I totally believed in the products because I had a big success story for myself and my kids. But I didn't realize that I didn't actually believe in the business itself until I was actually there. Like it wasn't real or something. I think because maybe it didn't have, a shop front, and it didn't have, it just wasn't a normal business. So I didn't really believe in it, and I didn't know that. But I do now, 100%.
Before you share the next one, can I just say, do you feel, because I know you've had an outcome since then, do you feel that after conference, I know you did a Facebook post after that, do you want to share a little bit around that? Because I think that might be your belief was shown through that Facebook post. Do you want to share with the girls a little bit about what happened when you got on the plane with the Facebook post?
I can't remember the Facebook post.
And you had someone that was said, what did they say? What is the business?
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember exactly what the post was, but, the result that you got, the way obviously that you shared, do you feel that when you did, one of your posts where you started to get some interest of people asking, what is this business? And you had people for the first time reaching out to you and asking you about it. Do you think it was because you shared in a way that you probably hadn't shared before because your belief had changed from conference?
Oh, with Andre? Yeah, I think so. I think it showed definitely that I actually believe in what I'm doing properly now.
Yeah, awesome. And belief's massive. If you don't have belief in all areas, we don't get the results that we want.
Yeah.
So, And what other couple of takeaways have you got, hun?
I think some of the biggest things for me was just little quotes that came along throughout the days. And like with Mel Brandt talking about her customer care within her team, how she goes about that, that was great. And to stop comparing myself with other people was a huge one. Lauren, is it Lauren Lahav? Is that how you say it? Yeah. So her biggest thing that she was saying that really resonated with me was when she was saying, for instance, what if I didn't contact this friend whose daughter has cancer, and what if I didn't contact this person whose son has lupus, etc. Where would they be now if I didn't reach out to help them? And I think that kind of hit a nerve.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful, that video.
Yeah. And talking about her, what she doesn't call it a vision board, she calls it a manifestation board. So, you know, so that she can actually envision it properly and actually see it happening instead of looking at it and hoping it's going to happen for her, kind of thing. And adding names of people in her team that she wants to become an NMD, or, you know, if you're not an NMD yourself, put a picture of yourself where you see yourself as an NMD, and not just pictures of what you want. And waking up daily and saying today is going to be amazing again. You know, really believing when you wake up that you're actually going to have a great day and you're actually going to kick ass every day. And doing I am statements. There's so much.
Yeah.
There's really so much. I could be here all night.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing those. They were amazing takeaways. Mel Brandt did have incredible customer care, which we all took so much away from. I myself was like, wow, there's so many things I'm not doing that I could be doing better. And Lauren, she's always so amazing. And, you know, I'm sure each and every one of you, like Ali just said, what if I didn't reach out to this, you know, mum that had a child with cancer? What if I didn't reach out to this, you know, person that their friend had lupus? There's, each and every one of you have someone that you know that you could ask yourself, what if I did reach out to them? Maybe you can change their life. Our products, our business change lives. So asking yourself, what if, and getting out of our own heads and going, well, it's not about me. You know, I have a gift. Why am I holding it back? Thank you so much for sharing. That was absolutely awesome, babe. And I can hear your voice being shared all the time now. I just, makes me emotional. I'm not going to cry. All right, I'm going to now hand it over to the beautiful Marie. I honestly think that Conference has made so many people find their voice. You know, just with the small amount of people in Team Believe that we had go, Marie's another beautiful woman that has certainly, you know, found her voice and realizes she has so much value to add to so many people. So, Nick, if you can spotlight Marie for me, and I would love to ask Marie some questions as well, very similar. So I guess if we start for you, Marie, is, you know, what challenges you had in the lead up to conference that maybe you didn't see yourself being able to go to conference?
Thanks, Kylie. Yes, it's funny. I actually bought my early bird ticket last year for conference in the hope I would go. And as the year started, I sort of thought, nah, there's no way I'll go. First of all, I wouldn't get leave. Second of all, I was too scared to ask my husband. Financially, everything that could break in the house broke, from the computer to the oven, all in a month's time. And I thought, and then I got a sneaky text from Tanika saying, oh, I'm so sorry you're not going to come to conference, that you don't have a ticket. I said, I actually have a ticket. And and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to chip away and see if I can go. I managed to get the day off by just helping out on another day. I spoke to my husband. He said, you have to go if you want to go. I can see you don't want to quit. And financially, there's things like credit cards that you pay off later. So I went, and I'll be honest, I was excited to go, but I was also scared. Scared for some silly reason, I'm not sure. And even the day I got there, I was alone in the hotel room before Karen came, and I was silly. I was just scared. I was scared to go. I was thinking, what am I doing here? I'm not good enough. All these people are amazing. Just all these horrible things that went through my head. Can you believe it? But yeah, I think the minute I saw everyone, and when I walked in, I knew I was in the right place in the right time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. And, I know you shared a little bit about just with the conference, face-to-face connecting with some of the team and getting to know them. I think you were saying that you feel like you've created more relationships and connections and a bit more of that culture and tribe. And, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably realize that a lot of those stories that you're telling yourself were a lot of BS. You are worthy. And there was how many people were just like you at conference,
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. How many stood up as a DVF, as an SDVF, as their first time, haven't even joined conference, so no matter where you are on the journey, you're all worthy, of going and being recognized at that conference. So can I ask you, with your people that you spoke to, what kind of tips did you get from different people that you spoke to whilst you're at conference?
I think my highlight would be, which I'll start first, I was very brave. I went up to Brian Marsh because I quite admire him. And I stood there in the corner till I could get a minute with him. And of course, he asked me what level I am. And he asked me more questions than I could ask him. And what came out of that is he told me that, I should just get out of my head. I have I'm thinking about all these things. But what if I shouldn't do this? Or what if this? Or I'm a pharmacist. Am I really meant to do this? Am I cheating on my career? And he said, why are you overthinking everything? Just follow your heart and get out of your head. And it is so true. I'm all in my head. And some of the other girls that I spoke to was they made me really think that this business doesn't change you. It makes you more of who you are. And I think I had that fear that it will change me, but it's not. It's making me more of who I am. And as I find myself and find my strength, I will find my avatar. I will find my organization. Because team is my challenge. And one of the girls I spoke to, when I told her of all my challenges that I've had, she said, you've had a few challenges, but you just need to realize that you will find yourself and you'll find your tribe. So a lot of the messages was, it's a lot of my self-doubt and my self-talk. And if I'm going to overcome that, which I think I've overcome a lot this weekend, things will definitely change.
That's beautiful. I absolutely love that this business isn't going to change you. It's going to make you more of who you are. I've never heard that line before, and that is amazing. I absolutely love that, and I'm stealing it because I'm doing that all the time now. That's in my little tool belt. We all have a little tool belt. I shared that with my husband last night, and he said, I don't see a hammer and nails. And I thought, yeah, you're really funny. I have a tool belt. But that is so beautiful. And, I'm sure a lot of people have those same self-talk, all those things in their head. And I'm glad that those people ask you questions back, as opposed to just, answering your questions, and that's what this business is all about, taking an interest in people and asking more questions, and they're able to get out so much, from you and let you unlock what was holding you back, as opposed to them telling you what is going on. So can I ask, what did conference mean for you? What did it mean for you once you got over those challenges, and what was the overall how you felt?
I think it was just so inspiring. The stories. I mean, the product was. I learned so much about the product, but I think just my belief in the company again, and that I'm really in the right place on the right time. But the stories, very similar to Ali, hearing the NMD speeches, it just made me realize we're all just people with the same mission, wanting to help the world around us, and we've got this incredible tool. It was just inspiring to see and hear, and just stop the self-pity, and I think it just boosted me that yes, this is for me. I can do this, and I will do this, and I haven't quit, and I'm not going to quit, and I will keep remembering everything I've learned, and I'm excited again, where you sort of lose a bit of track, and yes, all the self-doubt, and I think, like you said, Kylie, the other thing, it was really nice to connect with everyone, with you and Tanika, and just build that relationship where I would always sort of be on the side, and it was good for my confidence. So yeah, that was lots that I took away.
That's so good. I love that. Absolutely love it. And before I finish, I want you, when you finish, to have a look at the comments, because you are touching everyone on this call. Like, so many people have the same things, and the comments that are coming up in there is just, just by you sharing all of this, you're impacting on those people already, because they have similar stories that's going on. So can I ask, will there be another conference for you? If you, I guess with 90-day game plan coming up and conference next year, if any of the team have those stories going on themselves, what's the one thing that you would say to them?
I would say when you have those stories, that's when you have to go. So that's when you need it. And gosh, I never thought I'll fly to Perth. I felt like a crazy person. So to be honest, I'll never miss a conference. It's just one of those things. I get it. I really get it now. I'll never miss a conference. It's definitely worth it.
Beautiful. And I know you shared a little bit at the end of conference with us with what you're going to walk the stage as next year. So do you want to share a little bit with us about that, your goal for the next 12 months, and how you see yourself standing up on that stage?
Yes, I'm hoping to be SSC. So I know when I told Brian Marsh, he said, "Oh, you're playing so small." And I thought, do you know me? SSC.
And can I say, let's reframe that. I am going to be. I'm not hoping. I'm
going to be SSC.
Awesome. That's so good. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely love, spending that time with you and connecting with you. You have so much to give, so many people. So I'm going to hand it over now to the beautiful, Tanika. We all know who Tanika is, and love for you to share a little bit. So if you want to spotlight yourself, darling, and then probably put yourself on gallery, because I know you hate that.
Yes, I hate talking to myself. I like to see other people's faces.
Yeah.
I won't take up too much time, because I know it is getting late, and we also have Kylie that's just jumped on, who is going to share as well. It's, for those of you who have been to conference before, you can't explain it, right? Like, we get so much training. We have limited or unlimited access to so many amazing people. Like, there's no other team. And this is one thing that I realized at conference, how lucky we are. Like, there's no other team other than Team Freestyle that can get people like Simon Chan on calls or to your own conference. There's no one like getting Fraser Brooks on the call, and so many amazing people who are so successful in this business, and we get free training and we don't even have to leave our homes, So I think for me that was pretty powerful, just having that realization.
But just, it's the feeling, it's the whole five, you know, all the senses going at once. It's just being there surrounded by so many people, seeing people in real life and going up to them, having conversations when we've been watching them on Zoom or on social media and seeing their journeys and stuff. And I suppose, like, I had negative self-talk as well. Like, I never had a doubt that I wasn't going to conference, because all the successful people that go ahead of us always go to conference. So that was never not an issue for me, or a doubt. But I did have those thoughts going through my head, like, oh, should I really go? Do I want to put pressure on Dave because he's like super ridiculously the busiest he's ever been right now? He's so stressed, and, you know, all of these things. And then there was another one, like, I hardly have any team going. Last year I had more than 20 girls. Now I've only got like 3 or 4 girls going. So, you know, all of these things going through my head, and they were just excuses. And when I was on the plane last night or yesterday morning, whatever it was, I was just thinking how stupid that self-talk is, and that we really need to get ourselves out of the way. Like, having those feelings and those connections, getting closer, sharing a room with Ali, crying with Marie. I can't even count how many times we cried together. Like, I lost count. Just all of those things you can't explain, and it's just that whole feeling. So, you know, and I'm sure you girls who have been to conference get that, but seriously, like, if you're serious about this business, make shit happen now. Don't wait and see if you're even in the business next year. Like, just book the ticket, work it out. Marie's got a credit card bill, or Ali's got a credit card bill, whoever. Like, you just, if you're really serious about this business, just do it. And I'm not going to go on about it, but I'm so, like, you just have to go. You can't explain it.
So what's your top takeaway, hun, or some of your tips from people?
Yeah, the 3 people who I spoke to, it was really hard because, like, we have so many amazing rock stars in our in Team Believe that it was like, oh no, I can't ask them. I've already spoken to them before. So I managed to track Sophie Hughes down, but it was actually at the gala ball. So I think she'd had a couple of champagnes, and I'm like, what's your top tip in building your business? And she's like, just do shit. And I'm like, yeah, well, that pretty much sums it up, because we all know what to do. You just have to do it. So she's like, you just got to do shit. Like, it's not rocket science. It's a very simple business, but it all comes down to just doing shit. So just do shit. So write that down. Sunny Gamer, who I had met at NMD school last year, but I hadn't really spoken to him about the business, and because they're in a totally different, not even freestyle or anything, I thought he would be good. And his top tip was that every time you're working on your business or thinking you're working on your business, think to yourself, is this bringing me one step closer to my goals? And it's amazing how many times I've asked myself that question today. When I'm thinking I'm working and I'm scrolling on Facebook trying to find people to connect with or whatever. But then, you know, you get off track and you just bring yourself back. Is this getting me one step closer to my goal that I want? So I thought that was really powerful as well. And then the other person I spoke to was Angela Gabbett. I always have trouble saying her name, but she just got NMD. She had an amazing story. Her dad actually passed away 12 months to the day on the day that she was doing her NMD speech. And she was doing this a lot for her dad, just to show him that she was successful and stuff. So I suppose that really brought her fuel to her fire as well. But she was saying, work with team who are still working on their business when times get tough, who aren't thinking of excuses. Everybody has shit going on. But she said you really need to be mindful of your time. So for those of you girls who have team or are yet to attract team, be really mindful of that. And if you're trying to spend your time with team who aren't showing up onto Monday night trainings or Tuesday night trainings, or who always tend to have excuses or reasons or shit going on in their life, like, you just have to, what did she say? value yourself and value your time and put them into group situations rather than spending one-on-one time. So I thought that was really powerful because everyone does have stuff going on in their life. And then lastly, before, they were the 3 people that I spoke to, but I just wanted to share a few little quotes and things that I've highlighted that I found were quite powerful over the weekend. One of them was Mark Dragon. He was pretty awesome to listen to because he's been in the business for like, I think 20 years or something crazy. The only road to success is to go through the numbers. And that really was powerful for me. I know it's simple, but everyone has team who start in the business and then don't do anything. Everyone gets excited about finally getting that new franchise on board, and then you hear crickets from them, or they're never jumping on training or whatever. Every single person gets that, even NMDs, even Lauren and Linda and all that, but you really have to go through the numbers. Don't beat yourself up about it. So I thought that was really good. If you're earning less than $1,000 a month, you're in your head and not in your heart. And I was like, wow, that's so true. You can't track what you don't measure. So if you're not tracking your business and seeing where you're having success and where you're not having success, then you don't know the areas that you need to work on more. That was a Lauren Slocum one. And just a couple more. When you feel better, you do better. This was a Simon Chan thing that we learned. We were really lucky, Team Freestyle. We met at a cafe on the Thursday afternoon and just had a very exclusive 2-hour session with Simon, which was really good. And he was just like, no shit, no fluff, no nothing, just straight to the point. But he was really focusing on, you need to feel better within yourself for you to do better in your business. So if you're feeling shit and you don't feel like reaching out because you haven't got that motivation or that inspiration, or you're not in a really good place personally in your life right now, you need to do something about that before you can grow your business. So whether it's taking time out to go for a walk every afternoon, whether it's downloading a Calm app or something and spending 10 minutes meditating, whatever it might be, go to work on yourself, and that's going to help you feel better, and then you're going to do better in your business. And you need to do that every single day. And the last one, if you haven't had breakdowns you've got to have the breakdowns in your business to have the breakthroughs. So every time you have a breakdown, that's just growing yourself, and it's going to give you that determination to have that breakthrough in your business. So breakdowns are normal. Like we listened to 19 NMD speeches over the couple of days, which was pretty cool. 12 of those were from Freestyle, which is pretty crazy. But they were all saying the same thing. They've all had struggles. They've all had those face down moments. They've all quit their business 10 million times. But they're the ones that have that mindset, that strong mindset, and that just, get back up, dust yourself off, get focused again, and just go for it. So, yeah, hope that helped.
Awesome. Before we go to Kylie, I just want to ask you, what's your 12-month goal?
Oh, I said to Adam, I said to Celine, I said to Linda, if I'm not NMD, I'm not going to conference next year. So sorry, girls.
We all have to keep her accountable to that, because I've even said it to her, you're not coming.
I didn't want to cross that stage as a QNMD. I've done it twice and it sucks. And even somebody said, I don't know what speaker it was because it's all like a bit of a blur on exactly who was saying stuff, but you do not want to cross the stage at the same level that you crossed the stage at conference the year before. And I'm like, yep, that's me. 12 club, because I haven't hit 24 club and they don't recognize those clubs in between. And I was 12 club NMD last year and I was that this year. And that was another one of my negative self-talks, like, oh, what's the point? Like, I'm not doing my NMD speech. That was my goal. I didn't smash it. I didn't hit it, blah, blah, blah. But so, yes, girls, you can all hold me accountable. I'm definitely head down, bum up for the next 12 months to tick that off.
Awesome. I'm so excited to see her stand on that stage and walk up there with her.
And I would love for all my team to be there, because it's not just about me. I can't do NMD on my own. It's about all of us together. So I would love to have some team there to cheer me on. I will anyway. I will.
Awesome. Kylie, I know you're driving in the car. Are you able to give us a quick, 5-10 minutes? Yep. Nick, can you spotlight her? Sorry, guys, I know it's going a bit longer than normal, but these guys have just got so much to share, and hopefully I'm sure it's adding some value to you. You're all going to take something away. So, Kylie, just going to share a couple of things. What were your challenges in the lead up to conference that you had to overcome to be able to get there?
Do you know what? So I was really blessed with conference being here in Perth. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Almost a little bit too blessed, because you can take it for granted when conference is in the same place as you. So as always with my business, my biggest challenge is just getting in state with any task, whether it's on my DMO or anything. Like, my week was crazy and I wasn't feeling the greatest. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I've invested this money, albeit just the ticket. But my only real challenge was just getting into the right state so that I could be a sponge to get as much out of it as I could, and just staying that sponge even though I was really fatigued. So didn't have the same kind of challenges as everyone who took the massive trip across here. But still, in my head, I was saying, right, you've got to do something out of this conference. This needs to be the breakthrough for me to put myself to work and get into action, because I do not want to have another year like I did last year where I was playing small. So I was quite convicted going into conference, and then whilst in conference, everything I heard, I knew what I needed to do. But my breakthroughs came in the 24 hours out of conference, as well as whilst I was there. And we always talk about consistency, but I had to change that word for me to mean something, and that really equates better to me as discipline. I just haven't been disciplined with my time and my schedule and my business. So I'm moving into takeaways. Is that all right, Kylie?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So discipline was a massive one for me, but having had a call with Kylie since conference, really drilled down on state, which I've known, but we really went deeper into that. And so the things that get me out of action, it's in my head, and getting that state right to be able to reach out to people from that heart space. And we talk about it and we know the verbiage, and we like to aspire to being heart driven. But I think I really grasped that on a whole new level after this year's conference. And I want to share one person I introduced myself to. She's from New Zealand. She spoke recently on a Start Strong freestyle call. Her name's Lati Jedediah. And her one piece of advice for me was to be you. And I know that sounds so simple, but she drilled down on it and went into her heart. And she said, this business enables us to be more of the better parts of ourselves so that we can be more to others. It's not to change us. We're not expected to be any different other than being more of the goodness of who we are inside. And I just thought that was so powerful, because at times we get stuck in our head, at times or often, and we think we can't be like this person or we can't be like that person. But we're told to not compare, and that's because this business allows us to be us for us to serve others. So I really, really that really hit home for me.
Awesome. And I know that for yourself, you had a few realizations, that from conference last year to conference this year. What do you find were the biggest differences between the two? Oh, we might have lost her. Oh, no, she's there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, did you hear me?
No, I heard you saying I've had a few realizations.
Yeah, so I know that you said that obviously coming to conference last year, you were only a couple of months in the business. And then this year, walking the stage or standing up in the conference as an SDVF, what were a couple of things, that you had realizations on that, needs to change in the next 12 months for when you go to conference next time?
Yeah. So one of my other massive takeaways was from Keith Abraham, who I don't know if anyone's shared about his segment, but at the end of the second day, I probably felt a little bit of overwhelm, wasn't quite sure how I was going to pull everything together to get a bit of an action plan in place. But the segment that he had was around goal setting, and I've definitely been one of those people who stopped setting goals because I didn't want to disappoint myself. But the massive thing that was a breakthrough for me is what he shared about setting goals and then setting a feeling to that goal. And I've never done that before. So it's the art of visualization, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, setting an emotion to that goal. And I started to go through that process and drill down on it more. I certainly know I don't want to have the feeling that I did this year or last year where I feel like I'm always one behind where I want it to be. And I have an idea of where I want to be, but like Marie shared earlier, I've got to have that coaching call with Kylie because I think I might be playing small for that reason. But yeah, definitely like the breakthrough of attaching a feeling and emotion to that. And look, that really feeds into my vision massively. And when I shared that with my partner as well, like if you've got a partner that you can share your vision with or a support person and you articulate it in a way that it would make you feel this way, it would mean this to you, then I think it's so powerful to get their buy-in to be able to support you. And that's what I was able to effectively do with my partner. And there were tears and it was good. Like it was a real breakthrough moment. He's been on the side supporting, but I think without him actually being there at the conference for the full 2 days, I think he gets where I'm going with this. And yeah, if you can have that chat with your partner, your husband, whoever it is, that will be that cheerleader for you. I think that's really powerful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And for anyone that wants to know a little bit more about Keith Abraham, he had the 100 goals in a lifetime. And I think it's really powerful and something that each and every one of you probably want to do because it allows you to start dreaming again. I think that's the biggest thing. And I actually bought my daughter a book when I was there and I bought it and I actually said to the girls, I don't think she's going to do it. And she's up to, I think, 30 out of 100 things that she wants to achieve in a lifetime. And that's a gift that we get to pass on to our children. So think about, what you're doing. It's not just for you. There's so many people around you that you're inspiring. Like I always say to my family, you guys think I'm weird? And they're like, yeah, we do, because you have all of this, put it out to the universe and all this stuff. But then behind the scenes, they're creating their 100 lifetime goals. They're saying their I ams and things like that. So, you can impact on so many people, through this because we have so much growth, in each and every one of us from being in this business. So I know we went over heaps tonight, guys, but thank you so much to everyone that shared on your takeaways. I know we kept it short and sweet. There's so much the girls could have shared for hours and hours and hours. But, if you want to know anything more about anything in particular that was shared at conference, there's new stuff coming out. We've got an app coming. The product's going to be gluten-free within the next 6 months. They're removing some ingredients. They're putting other ingredients in. There's just so much knowledge. And obviously we can't get it over to you in, 45 minutes from 2 whole days, at conference. So thank you for everyone that jumped on. And I just want to leave you with one thing and just take some gut time, guys, to decide, what do you want this to be for you? And just decide and commit, because that's when you're going to start getting shit, like Tanika said, done. It's reality of it, right? If you don't decide and you're still dipping your toe in, then only a little bit of shit's going to get done. You got to get a lot of shit done. to get to where you want. But first, you've got to decide. And until you decide, you'll stay where you are. So thank you. Big love to you all, and we'll see you all soon.